flow state is something, it's that moment when it's like where everything else falls away and you're able to just be absolutely present. So I learned on slide film, which is not, it's so unforgiving. It's an expensive learning curve. I checked out a lot of library books. I went on one photo walk in Portland with a friend, and he gave me some pointers, and I read a couple books about how to shoot rock climbing. I moved over to Bend, and there's a really incredible climbing area there called Smith Rock, and I sent 2 sheets of slides to Patagonia just on a whim, because at the time they just took submissions from anyone who had anything to share, and they ended up publishing 2 of those images, and I got that first check, and I was like, whoa, I could actually maybe do something, like this is, someone wants to pay me for doing something that's really fun, and then it kind of just built from there. But I was living in my van at the time, and it was definitely not like instant success. I was making $6,000 a year or something and just trying to survive, but my overhead was low, and it gradually built, and then started shooting a lot of music stuff and being on tour with some friends, and then that kind of shifted me more into the filmmaking realm.
Went through a lot with me, traveled a lot of places.
I walked on the crew team second semester of my freshman year, and that really changed everything for me, because it helped, just gave me this sense of purpose and a team atmosphere that I'd never experienced before. It was pretty ragtag. Our boats were held together with duct tape. In '97, suddenly it just all these things came together. There was 4 seniors. We just started working together so well, and we were so far ahead that my dad would come to regattas and be like, I just want to see you in a competitive race, because it was kind of unreal. They call it swing in rowing. It's essentially flow state, and it was such a beautiful thing. And we took that all the way to the Dad Vales, which is the small school championships. There's a lot more in here from '97 than any other year, that's for sure. I got colon cancer when I was 29, and I felt like there was moments in that where going through chemo and all the treatments it breaks you down to nothing, and having that mental toughness from crew really helped me get through that, because I just was more leaning into the discomfort and able to handle that. They say there's certain things in life that really shape you, and I feel like that experience was really, I'm really grateful I had that opportunity at Grand Valley, because it was really special. It's not terrible, it loves it. It's not just the act of surfing, it's the getting up in the morning and seeing the sunrise and watching, hanging out, checking the surf, and walking into a remote surf break, just a few friends, and just seeing a wave where you're not really sure. I grew up on a dirt road, I never rode a skateboard or anything like that, so learning how to ride a board, that's been a challenge, and I've been surfing now for well over 20 years, and still I learn something every day. I started out in the back of a Subaru wagon, and then I bought a camper van. It wasn't easy. Van life is now more popular, and it was more about waking up in places that I wanted to be, and it was more of a means to an end, and it allowed me to start my photo business and really launched my career in that way. In 2015, I made a little short film because I'd lost my dog. He'd been with me for 14, 15 years. His name was Denali, and he was with me through all the life changes and through when I went through colon cancer, and he just meant a lot to me. He was my best friend, and so I wanted to commemorate his life and his friendship, and made this little short that ended up going crazy viral, and everyone from Oprah to the Today Show, and I had news trucks stalking my house. It was just really weird. And I realized that there was something more to that story. Talked to some friends, and they're like, do you want to put your story down in your own words first? and ended up writing the book, parked at the beach. I just bought this bare piece of property right here by the beach and finished the book as I was starting to build this house, which is really a dream come true to be right here on the coast. And for my partner Sophie and I, we're both photographers, and be able to walk across the street and capture just insane beauty within a 10-minute walk of the house is kind of mind-blowing. I think I switched majors 4 times in the first 3 years. One of my teammates who I ended up rowing all 4 years with, he had told me about the athletic training program, and I was just, that sounds interesting, and so I went for it and got in, and it just was a great experience to be there on the field with everyone and just get to know just people pushing themselves as hard as they could. When I moved out west to Oregon, I had a few jobs in that field, and then I almost got the job as the head athletic trainer at Nike. And if I had gotten that job, my life would be so different. A few things happened, and I picked up a camera, and then it kind of took my life in a whole nother direction in ways I never imagined. My time at Grand Valley helped me grow up into who I am today, and even though I didn't stay in that field, it was a formative time in my life. A lot of things give me joy. Just spending time with the people I care about, creating work that makes me or others feel something. It's just telling stories, seeing the ocean, just being in the moment. I think that's why I love surfing so much, is it forces you in the moment. You can't bring your phone out there and be distracted and scrolling. You have to just focus. You know, there's a pulse of energy that came from 2,000 miles away you're getting to dance on, which is just so fun, so cool. Life is going to have challenges constantly, and if you're seeking to avoid the discomfort and the challenge, like, life's going to be pretty boring, or it's going to be really hard. Being able to be present and to focus on the gratitude and the things you do have is something I constantly need to remind myself of as well, because it's easy to get bogged down in the challenges. When you are able to let your mind get out of the way and just kind of like splitting the veil and being able to be in a place where you can allow the magic to happen. I feel like we get in our own way so often, I know I do, and it's just being completely present. And I find when you are focused on the negative, you'll just kind of keep running into roadblocks. But if you can just be open and aware, that flow state's, it's always just right there waiting for you.